So this guy was born in Noakhali, Bangladesh, somewhere around 1990. They don't even have accurate records of when people were born. They don't even know their birthday. And this is a guy who has a seat of power in the Commonwealth of Virginia, and his idea of how to exercise his power, having come from what is arguably one of the biggest crap holes on earth, Bangladesh, he decided to come here for a better life. And what's his goal? Take away your rights. The balls on these people. So they're trying to pass this assault weapons ban. And first of all, you've seen this before nationally, statewide, locally, like with New York City. They try to pass these assault weapons bans. They don't even know what criteria an assault weapon falls under. Liberals profess to be so passionate about so many of their causes and programs they want to enact and restrictions on your rights, infringements, not even restrictions. And when you hear from them, you realize they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They never are informed about it. I've never seen a group of people so ignorant on guns than the liberal left that want to take your guns away. They don't know the mechanics, the basic mechanics of a weapon. They hear assault weapon and they don't even know what it means. A lot of people don't understand an assault weapon. What they call an assault weapon is a semi-automatic rifle. There are certain little things, accoutrements, sometimes purely cosmetic things that constitute an assault weapon. But this is how they get a foothold to take away your rights. They've done this for years. And when questioned on it, like I said, they don't even know what an assault weapon is. And when they say they're not taking your weapons away, they are. Because here's another thing Virginia decided to do. They want to make it impossible for you to leave your house with your gun. Well, Anthony, I haven't seen that bill before. Oh, they do workaround.
Hi, this is Anthony Cumia.
Hello, I'm Gavin McInnes.
And together we're Compound Censored.
And we would like you to subscribe with this deal using this promo code right below me right now.
Do it, because it's very entertaining.
Here's a bill that they propose, House Bill 110. This is to prevent you from carrying a weapon in certain areas. This one says Capitol Square and surrounding areas in Virginia. And then it gives you meaning grounds, land, real property, improvements of the city of Richmond, bound by Bank and Governor, Broad and 9th Streets, the sidewalk. So they have this area that you're not allowed to carry a gun in. You're also not allowed to leave your gun in your vehicle. That's interesting, because let's work with that and see where it goes. You can't carry the gun on you in certain areas, and you can't leave it in your vehicle. Now, if you're going to one of these areas and you want to abide by their laws, you can't. You have to leave your gun at home. I can't carry it on me. I can't leave it in my vehicle without becoming a gun criminal. So what do? You go, oh, I'm going here on such and such a day. I need to leave my gun at home, defeating the entire purpose of having a gun for self-defense. It's like occasionally wearing a seatbelt and hoping you don't get into an accident on that day you're not wearing it. The purpose of this is absolutely to prevent citizens from having the ability to protect themselves with the best tool available, a firearm. This is the great equalizer in this country. A grandma can get into an altercation with the strongest guy in the world and come out of it on top because she had the best tool available to protect herself. Oh, we need to ban guns. So grandma can get into a hand-to-hand knife battle with somebody? Does that make any sense? So their goal is to prevent citizens from protecting themselves, to become dependent on the government. This has been, and a lot of Republicans fall into this too. Don't think I'm just taking sides. They need you to need them. And safety is such a huge issue because it instills fear in people. If people don't feel safe, they're afraid. When people are afraid, they'll gravitate toward anyone that tells them that they will protect them. And we've seen how government protects you. Go to New York, go to Chicago, LA, Atlanta, Detroit, and you will see how the government protects you in a lot of those places. Go into the subway in New York City, get a pipe put over your head as you're getting pushed on the train tracks and go, I guess Mayor Mamdani and Governor Hochul are protecting me. So this is what they do. And I'll tell you how you know that their goal is to not protect you. Because there's a little paragraph here that says provisions of this section shall not apply to any member of the General Assembly. So the people making these laws, infringing on your Second Amendment right, are saying, yeah, but we can carry our weapons and leave our weapons in our vehicle when we're out and about. Why would they do that? Do they feel the need to protect themselves? I would hope so. And I would never say that people don't have the right to use the greatest tool available to protect themselves, the firearm. I would never want to deny anybody that. But why are they getting special treatment as far as this is concerned when the average citizen, the very constituents that voted these bastards into office, are being told they cannot protect themselves? We'll do it for you. And of course, this is on top of the taxpayer-funded security, police details, armor-plated SUVs. They go to great lengths and expense on your dime to protect their own asses as they're signing legislation to prevent you from doing the same thing. How in the hell did anyone ever agree to this? How is this representative of the people? And I know, look, barring any cheating, election cheating, which, I don't know, maybe not. Why would the majority of people vote politicians into office that are going to infringe on their rights? This is the greatest puzzle to me, and a lot of people I know, a lot of conservatives, traditionalists, Americans. How do they get into office? We saw it happen in New York with Zoran Mamdani. This guy, 20 new gun laws. 20 new gun laws. They came out of the gate saying, we're not taking your guns away. And this, by the way, I'll bring up Mamdani later. This is the way they do restrict and take away your right to bear arms while they say they're not. They go, well, with the assault weapons ban, you're grandfathered in. If you already own this right here, would be deemed an assault weapon in Virginia. Thank God down here in South Carolina, it's the norm. What they do is they say, we're not taking your guns away. You're grandfathered in. If you own one of these guns that fit under the criteria that we say is an assault weapon, you could own it. Don't worry about it. And then with 20 new gun laws, their goal is to make you a gun criminal. You don't know rule number 17, and you go to the range and you have a 30-round magazine. And one of the people at the range goes, oh, that's illegal. You can't have a magazine over 15 rounds. And you didn't do all your homework on all these new laws. So you're breaking a gun law. What do? Arrest you. And now they have a reason to take your guns away. Gone. Goodbye. Goodbye. But I was grandfathered. Yeah, but you missed Rule 8. Rule 8, you have a threaded muzzle. A threaded muzzle on your gun. Sorry, you broke the rules. And that gives them the excuse to take your guns away. And now you have a criminal record. A gun-related criminal record. Try buying a gun now. Can't do it. And like I said, if you don't think this is what's happening, if you don't think this is their workaround to the Constitution, we've heard so long how, Trump, of course, he's treading on the Constitution, stepping on it, wiping with it. We hear all this nonsense, and these people are legitimately, actually, quite literally stomping on the Constitution by trying to infringe on what I would argue is right up there with number one as far as our rights go. The second guarantees all the rest. And they are trying to take it away. And it's the speed in which they did this. And that's why, starting this off, I said, if you want to see what the federal government would look like in 2026, if they had the Democrat majority, and look, if they even get into power in 2028, if they take the midterms in November and they get into power, get the presidency after that, they will do a lot of things. We've heard about eliminating the filibuster and getting the Supreme Court, adding seats, all things in order to infringe on your rights. That's all they want to do. They want illegals to vote, and they want to infringe on your constitutional rights so that they can hold absolute power over you. And you'll never see another party or independent or anyone else get into office because, hey, there's no voter ID, there's illegals voting. You don't think that border would be flung open even worse than it was under Joe Biden's puppet regime? You haven't been paying attention. I hate to tell you, you have not been paying attention. These people are attempting a coup. They want absolute power over the American people. They want to deny you your rights, your ability to defend yourself, also your ability to lead your life in the way you want. Freedom of association. We've seen that go to hell of late. I was talking about Mamdani in New York, the mayor of New York City, which I consider another abomination. Governor Hochul up there in Albany, New York. There he is. These people do not want you to pursue, life, liberty, and happiness. And they do whatever they can to prevent you from doing that, and these workarounds to deny you your rights. I saw New York wants to do away with natural gas. They want everything to be electric for some reason. And then you think about it a little. Isn't it easier to control people when you can cut off everything that keeps you civilized with the flip of a switch. If you got too many things, you got gas, you got electricity, your own propane on your property, perhaps. There are too many different things for the government to really keep under their umbrella of control. But if everyone is mandated to have electric appliances, electric heat, everything, your vehicles are electric, doesn't that make it a lot easier to pull that proverbial giant cartoon power switch and just cease the 20th and 21st century, sending the American people back to the 1800s? Yeah, that's power right there. That's absolute power. And if you've ever been in a hurricane zone or earthquakes on the West Coast where power goes out for a while, it doesn't take but a few days for civility to wear really thin. And, I remember the hurricane up in New York when I was living up there, the last one that was really big and cut power off. And when people were first going to the gas stations, which were being run by generator, oh, they had their gas cans for their generators at home. Oh, you were here first, after you. Oh, please. And you'd have the little chug. Well, I hope this doesn't last long. Me too. I brought 2 gas cans. Everyone's nice and civil and fun. Few days later, get to the back of the line. I was here first. You start seeing some scuffles start. Civility and civilization wear very thin very quickly when the lights go out. It starts as an inconvenience, and once it becomes life-threatening to certain people, you're a dad, a mom, you have kids that need medication, the pharmacies aren't open because power failure or what have you, you're going to get some desperation. And I truly believe putting the American people under the umbrella of the government, whether it's state, federal, and the people having to depend on the government to keep those lights on, not private industry, not an alternative, you will see the government have unbelievable control on how people react to each other, how civil or not they can be in a given circumstance. So whenever they try to consolidate anything, what they're really doing is consolidating power over the people so that they can throw the switch whenever they want or need to. State of emergency, they get more power. It happens, man. It is. I've had my eyes opened for me in the past almost couple of decades, at least a dozen years, where things I was so certain of, I'm not very certain anymore. I never say never. I don't look at a situation or listen to somebody's take on things like government overreach and infringement. I don't look at things like that and go, oh, stop. Oh, no, they're not doing that. I might not think so at the moment, and I might say, well, I don't know. But who am I? Who the hell am I to say that I know for a fact that they're not doing that? We used to have a lot of faith and trust in the government. I don't even know if they earned it back then. Maybe they were just better liars. Maybe we didn't have the platforms of information that we have these days to cross-check and commiserate with each other about these things. But it certainly seems like these days they're right in your face, lying right to you. And there are still people that just will not open their peepers and see what's going on. We will be right back.
So if you enjoyed that clip,
Then subscribe to Compound Censored using this promo code.